Alright, as we all know, Max is not the healthiest, especially mentally. Okay, and so I actually have been putting this off, I didn't realize it, but yeah. There's a lot of therapies, websites I found. I made a list, and then we tried a lot of them again, because, therapy is very expensive. And we do not get paid as much now, and then we also had to pay more for insurance and all of that, so it's poor. So we needed to try all the options. Especially since it looked like it was showing, and it always says on my insurance, it's like, oh, 0 for online therapy. Well, and it turns out it's more of just a copay, and they cover more of it anyway, than I'm pretty sure, for going in person and everything, and then I was also traveling far away and all of that, so we've been trying in all of the options for online, especially since we thought, we had ADHD, and then we were also able to talk to some people online, a few places that did actually work and did accept our insurance, and they were like, yeah, you probably have ADHD, and then it was a mess. Okay. Alright, you can take a look at it while I switch. Alright, so I have a lot of information here. Not the best lighting, but turns out that I cannot switch. It's mostly just their list and the summary, which I will go over. There's also some notes about some other stuff. Okay, and then we have to switch. It's on anime, because we've been writing our anime list, and we switched to trying to document all of the anime we've ever watched. Apparently, we are a very long list, which I can probably get into another time. But yeah. And then we tried other ones that were recommended by other people. Doctors recommended me to go places. More anime. We know Overload. Then Mob 100. Yep. Okay. Okay, it looks like I deleted it on accident. It looks like we're gonna have to do this a third time, because nothing's working. My phone is failing at doing its job. Alright. Okay. I need to find the page now. So infuriating. Okay, therapy website summary. Most are too expensive and do not offer insurance coverage. ADHD.com, useless diagnosis, not refundable, not accepted by doctors, expensive, it's $100. It just takes your money. They're like, oh, well, they were talking about, they advertised as being less expensive than normal testing, you taking your own time and being able to just do it online and being able to send it to doctors and possibly getting a refund for the expense by your insurance. And it is not accepted by doctors, so it is all a lie. ADHDadvisor.com also does not accept insurance and also says that ADHD.com is reliable. So ADHDadvisor.org also talks about, has similar offers to ADHD.com, where they were talking about how they can transfer the diagnosis and everything, the results of your testing, that they could send to you, and maybe possible refund, and that should be accepted by doctors, but that is not true. Okay, and then we have BetterHelp.com. It offers financial help, but still costs more than an office visits. I went through it and checked. No insurance is accepted at all. And then, even with the financial help, it says that it's $100 per visit. And that's not the entire point of me doing it, is so it's covered by insurance, and so it's less expensive by going through online, because we know it's expensive, especially since I have to pay more now for insurance. So I can hopefully get top surgery covered, and it looks like it was just recently now approved. So I sent that over, and hopefully I can get that scheduled soon. And I was told that I should be contacted 2 to 3 days. Alright, anyway, ADHDadvisor.com. Yes. Okay, doesn't accept insurance and is pretty sure it's a useless diagnosis. Alright. Grow Therapy. Yeah, Grow doesn't accept most insurance. It doesn't even show most insurance options. Okay, Talkatory keeps making me sign up, wasn't loading, had to verify email multiple times. Okay, and then lifestance.com doesn't have my insurance. I tried to find it underneath their bigger, the bigger company that owned them. It looked like they were owned by Evelance Health. I did not find that. And I was trying to find coverage for Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Alright. And then I was able to contact someone through my insurance. I went through the portal there. We used LiveHealth Online. At first, their website their link and their apps and their website did not work at all at first. I ended up actually downloading their app, and then I had to reschedule and everything because it didn't work at all. And also, when they called, we got disconnected, so that wasn't great. But luckily, I was not charged for that. It's still $30 for only like 15 minutes, which is annoying. But the most recent one was more annoying. All right. So yeah, but they told me that they don't provide or anything, and that they don't have any providers in their network or anything for Indiana, so they could not prescribe me medication. And they told me to reach out to Circle Medical and Talkatary and call their customer service and sign up with them and everything and talk to a provider there so I could get meds. And they were just reaffirming, and they were like, yes, you have ADHD. Don't go get medication. They asked me, they went through some questions. Alright. And so I went through and I went in Circle Medical. Their email is records@circlemedical.com. Their official website is circlemedical.com. They do have Anthem, but they do not have any providers in Indiana, so they were not able to help me or let me meet with anyone. So, alright, and then we tried Talkatary again. Their email is hello@talkatary.com. I don't remember if I said this correctly earlier, but Circle Medical email is records@circlemedical.com. Right, sorry, back to Talkatary. Their email is hello@talkatary.com. Other email that I found was 833-351-8255. Their phone number is 833-351-8255. Okay, they do not accept my insurance. They were really slow, and it took forever, and it took a few tries for me to log in and go through the process, and then it turns out that they don't take it. So that was annoying. And it takes about 12 to 48 hours for them to reach back out to you. So it's a waiting game, really. Okay, and then they told me to go to psychologytoday.com and also to try ZocDoc.com. Okay, so psychologicaltoday.com doesn't show that many options for insurance, so they don't take mine. ZocDoc has more options, can find a doctor according to diagnosis, so you can be more specific. Be like, hey, I want to talk to someone with ADHD or depression or whatever. Okay, most doctors shown available for evenings. It took a while, so I wasn't able to find any options for evenings, no matter the day. And then I took some time, but it's not updated very well. And you need to schedule several days in advance. And even if it shows that they're like, oh, this isn't a day that's option that has many available slots and everything, but the day before it has very few slots or has no slots, then it turns out after you go through the process, actually book with them and everything like that, you go through that whole process, turns out that that day is fully booked and not available. And then you go back and you click on them again, and it still shows that day that is available and at that time and everything, and you can try and schedule for a different time, but it'll still end up telling you that there are no slots available, even though it shows otherwise on their website, so it does not update well. Alright, shows doctors in network, then it shows that it uses growtherapy.com, so it turns out that it's not covered, and they are very slow. Alright, yeah. They're very slow about getting back to you about that. and then they'll also make you, they'll say that it's approved and everything and that you're booked, and then they'll send you an email later, probably around the next day or so, and then you click on there, and then you go through. You have to fill all of that, and then it'll tell you that it's not actually covered, even though, and it'll show you that for multiple doctors that they are covered by Anthem, and then you go through the process and they are not covered because growth therapy does not accept Anthem as insurance coverage. All right, and then we tried Cerebral.com, and they only have 3 insurance options, so they do not take my insurance. Then we tried advisory, ADHDadvisory.org, again, does not take insurance. Okay, and then we tried roulette.com, said they take my insurance and completed booking. It took a very long time for that to go through, though. And in fact, they show you and have you, you go through and you book and you can schedule an appointment ahead of time and everything. But then it takes 24 to 48 hours, so then they will actually cancel the appointment for you. So you have to reschedule once they actually tell you if you are approved by insurance or not. I was approved, so I had to reschedule, which is a bit annoying, but I found out that I was better than ZocDoc because ZocDoc and ZocDoc also cancels it. I'm pretty sure for you. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember anymore. It was either ZocDoc or TalkTerry, where they notified me that they do not take my insurance, so I had to go back and cancel the appointment. It might have been for both, but I think it was only for one. Because they will both let you schedule ahead of time before your insurance is actually approved. Now no, ZocDoc doesn't, so I'm pretty sure it's TalkTerry then, where you have to go back and after you find out that it's not approved by insurance to cancel. And then I was going to say again that I hate Straight Talk. It was a real pain in the ass to try and get my phone unlocked, and then also to cancel it. And for the most part, for your phone cancel, you cannot get a refund. I also checked and found out that I was never able to get a refund for that month that I paid. I was never able to get my money back for that month of service that I didn't use. It was great. Okay. Alright, yeah, and then, we were able to talk to Frizul, Rula. We were able to talk to psychologist and everything, and they told me to get, there we go, yes, schedule therapy, and also, look up neuroscience online to find testing for ADHD. I did look into that and looked at all the locations and everything like that. Almost all options were for neurology, and the other options that were shown were just a few counseling options, but no ADHD testing in sight. And then I reached out to a few different websites and everything, and I was able to get a reply. Alright, at peakbrainscenter.com. They were able to reach back to me because they showed options for ADHD treatment. They also show autism, and they kind of mentioned a little bit of testing and things like that. They told me, reached back to me, that they do not actually offer testing. They just offer possible treatment options, and mostly probably just helping you find treatments. And then I was able to get a reply from Psychological Service Group. They reached back out to me, and they told me that they do not accept insurance. That it's all self-pay, no insurance is offered, and that their assessments and evaluations run from $1,200 to $20,000, depending, or is it maybe 2,000? I'm pretty sure they were thinking 2,000, 20,000. But it says 2,000 depending on the complexity of their testing. And then I reached out to try and get more information, and they said that they do offer ADHD evaluations, and they start at 1,600, and that they only offer self-pay, and they are located in Muncie, Indiana. And then I was able to reach out to my doctor and ask them, and they recommended me to talk to Cornerstone, located in Muncie, Indiana, and they also told me to reach out as a possible option to Life Center in Marion. I googled Life Center, and I'll be having to look into that. They showed that I just asked it. I was like, do they do ADHD testing? They showed that they did. So I'll have to be calling them, and I'll also have to be calling Cornerstone in Muncie, even though it did not show that as an option when I tried to ask it that. Tried to ask Google, and it did not show that as an option. Yeah, and then I also have scheduled an appointment with a therapist, and hopefully they will be through Rula, and hopefully we can actually go through and try and send me some more options, because I was supposed to be contacted and called by the psychiatrist I met with for a few minutes with options, but they never contacted me, so that never happened. So I was never able to get more information on that, and they basically just left it up me to Google search, and I was not able to find results. So I'll be calling more places, and I was able to email those 2 places because most websites just show, they'll show an option for a website. And so I looked at the website, and since there were a few options that showed for IU Health, including Upland and Muncie and Indianapolis, they showed a few options for that. And I looked at there, and they showed the providers for all the categories, and for the most part it was just neurology, and that was it, and possibly like treating anxiety, but no testing what was shown as an option. So, and I did not want to try and travel all the way to Indianapolis, and there are really not many options in my area. All right, so that's pretty much the journey so far. And the update and all of my complaints about all of the advertisements and all of the online therapy I've tried. Alright. Okay, that's everything. Do not be me. Max has been trying to be a bit more healthy and has scheduled things more recently. Do not delay your mental and physical appointments and checkups and all of that. Go see doctors on time, and good luck with life, and lots of love. Don't be me. Bye.